Sweet Tea with Coach Key.
Let's just get down to it.
Welcome to Sweet Tea with Coach Key. Coach Key.
Sweet Tea with Coach Key.
Real life stories of inspiration, perseverance, and prosperity.
Turn your radio up as loud as possible.
Sweet Tea with Coach Key.
I hope you have your teacups ready because she has the sugar.
Nothing like a cup of brown sugar to sweeten my day.
Now let's enjoy some Sweet Tea with Coach Key.
Sweet Tea with Coach Key. Welcome to this week's episode. So, I am just really excited about continuing to share my journey with you all, right? So, this episode will be titled, Don't Force It. And what I mean by that is, in my mind, I have a picture in my brain of this puzzle, right? This puzzle. And there's one remaining piece. And you can't find the other piece, the last piece that goes into this puzzle. So you go get a puzzle that looks similar. And you're trying to stuff that piece into this last section of this incomplete puzzle. Right? That's what my brain, this is the picture that I have in my brain. And what I'm thinking is that's how it looks to God when we are trying to bust down a door to go to do something, to explore something, to be with someone, to take on a career. You know, let's get personal. To have a conversation, not to have a conversation. Trying to force something that is not intended to be. It's not within God's will. I've shared a story one time before about how I went on a job interview. I was a team lead at this time for my department. In my background, there was another department that was hiring for a senior compliance analyst position. And I had that experience. However, I didn't get the job. One of the girls that was on my team, she got the job. And I was her leader. I was her team leader. I had the experience. She had no experience. And she got the job. What I know for sure is, based on that time period, what that looked like, more than likely that job paid no more than about $65,000 maximum. With my experience. Not only did I not get that job, I cried, I was upset, I just did not understand. This was, during my years of, I was sort of still a baby Christian. Developing, but still a baby Christian. Not even a whole month after that, God blessed me with a job that paid 3 times more than what I was making currently. The job hired me. The job moved me, paid for me and my family to move to Dallas. And that's where I needed to be. Now, just imagine if I would have acted any other way, been evil, been anything that was outside of His will for me to be because of my lack of faith for what He had for me. I'm telling you, I have been in situations where I've been in an office with people. I've produced more work. I've been more efficient. I had better quality in work. And I have been turned down for a position because I did not have a college degree. Now, I'm the most productive person. No, I didn't get that job that they got. They got it. We're both doing the same job, but they have, they either got a promotion or we both started off as contractors and they got a full-time role. Whatever it was, I did not get chosen for what appeared to be my lack of X, Y, and Z. But in the Bible, it says it's not a war against flesh and blood. And you have to understand that it's always deeper than that. And let me tell you, it's deeper than flesh and blood, quote unquote, because if that were not the case, you would have never in your life occupied any space that you were quote unquote unqualified to occupy. You wouldn't have ran through that yellow light when it turned red and didn't get a ticket, that's God's grace and his mercy. You wouldn't have been able to, all of the things that you can think of. Like sometimes Lord, this is crazy. But I mean, it has been instances where maybe I was traveling and I went to Walmart. We stopped on the road trip and I realized later on that maybe something that I was supposed to pay for, not trying to steal, either they rung it up wrong or, it was a bigger discount than what I thought it was going to be, or it just didn't get rung up at all because it was in a certain part of the buggy and unbeknownst to me, it didn't get rung up. Or getting positions and having opportunities that you were not qualified for and having favor within, in the eyes of someone who can make that decision, that yes or no for you. So if you can think about it from that other side of, God's grace has been with me, been there for me and opened doors with this, then why do I think that because it's not going the way that I thought it would, that he would not have my best interest for this situation? Let me tell you, stop trying to force it. During those times when people were called into interviews and getting their offers, I was thankful for my faith. Because there was a time where I would get discouraged and I would start to question who I was and what I brought to the table. But as I grew older and I became more wise, I understood that I understood that missing piece and my puzzle was not this job. I'm here now, but that's not long-term where God would have me be. And even if it is long-term, the way that this story is going to unfold, it's not going to look like everybody else's. And it helped me to be more courageous and really, really digging deep to determine what it is that I really want. A lot of times we just want what's easy. We want what's familiar. We want what everybody else is doing. And I had to be real with myself and really, come to grips with, I make good money, but I really don't like sitting at a desk. It takes a lot out of me to be professional and be quiet, sit down, shut up, be productive, and be in character, quote unquote, professional when I'm a very outgoing person. I like to talk to people. I like to see how, when I ask a person how their day is going, I genuinely care how your day was, how your evening was. And I like to have conversations and, engage with people. So sitting at a desk and being, still and can't move, well, you can move, but you're expected to be productive, and more productive than social, So that, when I think about that, it puts me on the spot to say, you asking for something that you really don't even want. That's like going out to eat and you ain't really hungry, or you ordering food, somebody asks you want something to eat, and they using their money to buy you some food and you don't even eat it because you don't even want it, so you wasting their money. That's the same thing when you're asking God for something, because what's going to end up happening, you get that thing, you're going to be complaining. Give it a good month, you're going to be complaining because that's really not what you want. And that's not his will for your life either. So stop forcing it. If with any situation where that relationship, you done ask God, he done showed you that guy is not your long term, but that's just so familiar. Everybody else who done, all your rest of your cousins and friends and co-workers, they done been with their boyfriend for 5 years. You done been with yours for 5 years. They finna get married. He already proposed, so you feel like you need to be at that point in your relationship because you've been with your guy for 5 years. And God done showed you trying to put that puzzle piece in the wrong puzzle. Stop trying to force it. If that's not you, if that's not your door, stop trying to beat that door down. That same energy that you're using to beat that door down, you can ask God to show you what it is that you need to be doing and be beating down that door to your destiny, your husband, your new home, that car that you need, that promotion, that increase, that opportunity for your children. It's not always just about us and the things that's on the surface. Stop trying to beat the door down to somebody else's house, somebody else's blessing, because that's not your thing. You need to go pursue your thing. I explained this to my friend earlier this week. about how I always have pictures in my brain when I'm thinking of stuff, and I was just telling her it's kind of like we both sharing a clothesline. I don't know if y'all familiar with a clothesline, but when I was younger, we didn't have dryers, so we hung up clothes on a clothesline with clothespins, and everybody in the house will have their clothes hung up out there. And it's just like she and I sharing a clothesline. We got the same color, almost the same size underwear, and I happened to pick hers up thinking hers are mine. And she said, oh, no, those are mine. And I said, oh, well, here you go. I don't want you. I want my own, you know. And that's how I feel about life. I don't want anything else that doesn't belong. I don't want somebody else's thing. I want my own blessings. I want my own breakthrough. I want my own individualized love and compassion and direction and discernment and wisdom from Jesus for Keisha. No one else. Your life will not be directly identifiable or identical to your neighbor. Stop forcing it.